next problem. So yes.
Apparently,
Jumai,
I'm
are
older
you?
than
Jumai, are you
than
on your
Paman
phone or laptop?
on my phone.
Oh, I think because you cannot set the background with your phone, that's why.
Ah, thank you for letting me know that. That makes me feel better.
Now
One of
update the text right there.
Oh, there's a virtual background. Huh? Interesting.
one of the openers here, Chitra Ayu. Hi, Chitra.
Hi, Chitra.
Hi,
Hey
Chitra.
everyone. Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, Chitra, are
Thank
you?
you. Thank you for
Oh.
joining us.
Where were you, Chitra, last night?
Yeah, I have other life.
I can see that.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, friends, Romans, Indonesians, Malaysians, citizens of this free world where we can joke and laugh all night long. I'm the Sergeant at Arms for this evening, and I have been given the onerous task of, as usual, reading out the rules so that we all can settle down into a wonderful evening. First off, please put on your video as far as practical. We like to see each and every one of you, all the beautiful faces. Unless you're speaking, please mute your mic. That's an absolute must because we don't want any distractions. I've been asked to convey that there shall be no recording other than, of course, the official recording. If you need to take short snippets, that's allowed, but do put them with a tag at Comeng_Reborn should you upload on Instagram or Facebook so that we can always circulate it using that link. Chat, of course, will be disabled. You can chat with Chat Monitor or Zoom and FB link. And we already have 57 participants. You can bring in more. You can bring in more, calling your family, your friends, whatever. It's good to have a good crowd to give fantastic support to all our participants this evening. On this go, I'd like to now pass over the floor to our host, Reggie Hasbuan. Take it away, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How is everybody? I hope that you guys are all doing good during this pandemic. It's good to see that everyone already said hello to each other because for some of us, this is very new. This is very exciting. For our openers and our open micers, they are very nervous right now because for most of them, this is their first time doing comedy. And for the rest of us, it's actually a night of reunion. So it's good to see that we can see each other again. But you know what? It's still a pandemic. So, let's still maintain our distance because in some places in my country, they already meet live. And of course, not long after they are infected. So yeah, consequences. But in Bali, where I live right now, just last night, we had a live comedy show with more than 200 audience live, right? And that's okay because it's in Bali. All people here are crazy, ladies and gentlemen, yeah? And of course, that most of the audience are Koreans and Russians. So we all know that those guys are not normal people because at least they are made 70% from plastic. So they're immune from coronavirus, ladies and gentlemen. So, but don't worry, things are slowly getting back to normal. So not before long, we are going to meet each other again live in person. Except if, of course, if we are living across borders, then it might be a bit difficult because most of us are too poor to cross borders. Now, including me, good to have this virtual meeting. What we are going to have this evening, this fine evening, ladies and gentlemen, it's a live comedy show from Comeng. What is Comeng? Comeng is an abbreviation of comedy in English. Don't ask me why, because Mr. Adlan made that. Yeah, I was going to protest. That sounds a bit weird, but you know what? What Mr. Adlan made goes. No question about it. So for now, it's a live online comedy show. We are hoping one day we can make an offline comedy show in a comedy club where everyone can come and performers can perform live so they can feel the grit of being on stage live. But before that, here we are with an online show. And thank you for coming. We have quite a good number of people watching this. Let me remind you, we are going to have two beautiful and very well experienced headliners from two different places across the world. But they are going to perform last. To open the show, we are going to have open micers and openers. Open micers are basically people who have never tried stand-up comedy before. So please give your support because these are very brave and also foolish people who are going to try something and being and very sweaty and nervous right now with absolutely no reward because they are not getting paid for this. However, again, Mr. Arlan come with a very beautiful suggestion because now, unlike our first episode last month, we have evaluated ourselves and we have learned to make it better. In this episode, our second installment, we are going to have a polling, right? So you can actually choose who's your favorite open micers and openers, all right? Not only that, but you can also give suggestion. Each of you, ladies and gentlemen, can give suggestions to our open micers and openers, which of course will put more pressure to them. Of course. If we can give more pressure, we will give it. Yes, because that's how champions are born. Pressure. All right. So before I remind you once again, before the headliners, which are the guest stars, all the audience will be given the chance to vote in the polling for their favorite open micers. Please all participate and also to give comments so the open micers and the openers will not be traumatized. Yeah. So please encourage them so they will perform again for free next time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into the open micers because I'm sure they would like to be released from this agony and just perform already. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome our first open micer. He is a close friend of mine, and he used to be a very happy guy, very jovial, very open-minded, until one day that he's married and basically living in prison. But don't let me tell you about it. Let's hear it for the guy himself. Let's welcome our first open micer, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Purnomo. Go ahead.
Thanks, Reggie. Am I audible? Okay, thank you very much. Good day, everyone. My name is Eric, and today I want just to tell you that winner never quit, quitter never win is a great motivational line for everyone, for every people, except for a husband. Because in marriage, husband cannot win. Husband should not win, and if husband win, husband lose. Small win, bigger lose. While biggest win will cause a husband a broken heart. And also even a broken leg or a broken home. I still remember the last time I win an argument with my wife. That was around 1 day after I married, actually. And the price is I have to sleep in a 5-star hotel. I told you what, I'm not using broken English. It's a 5T because you can see so many stars. No roof, no light, just a blanket and a pillow. husband will not get laid, will not get a plate if winning a debate. Any married man here? Raise your hand, married man. Okay, I see some. That's great. And who from all of you who give all your salary and money to your wife? Raise your hand. Okay, thank God I see some. So I'm not the only dumb husband here. But what about for others? Are you giving all your salary and money to others people's wife? Hold on, I don't know your secret. What I mean with others people's wife here is actually a bank teller. You know, right? Bank teller is actually others people's wife. You know that a bank teller can still marry with anyone, although you give them your salary every month, right? I believe that men are created equally in front of the woman that they love, equally dumb and equally powerless. You know why Elon Musk looks so smart? Because he has no wife. Then why Kim Jong Un looks so powerful? Yes, you're right. He has a nuclear weapon. Then why Donald Trump has a nuclear weapon but still looks dumb and powerless? Because he has Melanie Trump. So now you know, right, why our famous MC Reggie looks powerful and smart? Because he has nuclear weapon down there and still no wives. Dumb and powerless, that is also happened to me, just like what Reggie said. I cannot speak fluently. Every time my wife asks me to explain something, you know, like where did I go last night? With whom I sleep last night? That is a very simple question, right? I can always answer it clearly, you know. I always say, ah, ah, ah. When she asks me to explain something, I think I said more ah when explaining compared to when I'm having sex, you know. And actually, I also cannot think clearly, especially during a crucial moment like life and death situations. You know, where your wife said that she is starving but don't know what to eat. It happened to you, right? I know. I do expect that I can think effectively by opening a Zomato, Gojek, or Grab, and then offer her a comfort food that's sold by 50,000 restaurant near us to save her from getting malnutrition. But instead, my brain just asked me to ask her back, babe, what do you want to eat? And of course, you know her answer, right? She will reply that I don't know. And then we'll just go on and on and on until both of us starving. Living with the woman I love also made me lose ability to taste, you know. All food given by my wife, cooked by my wife, will taste delicious. Too salty, but delicious. Too spicy, but still delicious. I'm not alone, right? And also the ability to smell, smelling danger, you know. I happened to make a U-turn when I accidentally made my angry wife, you know, like when you want to go to the kitchen and then you happen to see her angry, then you make a U-turn just to avoid her anger. And also sometimes the ability to breathe. When she covered my nose with a pillow because I'm breathing too loud, she said. But luckily, those symptoms didn't mean that I got COVID. No worries, because my wife is actually tighter than any medical protocols. any health protocols. No worries. Oh God, she's coming. Okay, guys. So honestly, I'm grateful that I have found the woman I love because I believe that what does not kill you will make you stronger. That's why I feel that I'm growing stronger every day in my life for the last 8 years I'm married. But of course, still dumb and powerless. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much. I'm Eric Purnomo. Thanks for having me. Thanks for being a nice and a gentle audience. In my very first open mic, I didn't feel hurt at all from the beginning till the end. Thank you very much, and back to you, Reggie.
Thank you very much, Eric. Can we give it up for Eric? Yeah. You guys can give your clap or thumbs up emoticons to support him. Right. That was his first time doing comedy, ladies and gentlemen, and also his first time talking without his wife watching. So yes, good job, Eric. Yeah, always a first time. All right. Uh, and this is why we need female comedians. So somebody can talk back to Eric. Any angry wives out there? Just in case you're wondering if you want to participate as well as a comedian, you would like to give it a shot. Yeah, I think if Eric can do it, I can do it. Well, this is a monthly show, so you can join next session next month. We always open some chances for open micers, people that has never tried comedy before, and you're free to try. Now, we have an open mic session, opener session, and headliner. What's the difference? Open micers are for people who has never tried comedy. Openers are for people who have tried some comedy, and headliners are for the experienced comedians, ladies and gentlemen. And the time allocations are different. Open micers will have 3 until 5 minutes, openers 7 until 10 minutes, and headliner 15 until 20 minutes. Those are the time allocations, and I would like to thank you, Eric, for being very good in staying through the time like a proper Toastmaster. He's very trained by Toastmaster and by his wife. Now, we are going to go into the second comedian. I think that she is not currently in Indonesia, right? I think it's early morning for her. That means that she is somewhere in the United States, right? But she is a married woman, so maybe she can actually even out what Eric has said. And she is also a successful career woman, a journalist. So how on earth can she balance the two between being married, being a career woman, and being away in other country? So ladies and gentlemen, let's see it from her perspective. Let's welcome Jumai.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jumai. Yes, I'm now, or currently now living in US. Um, well, like a lot of other things, if you move from your own country to another country, it's a lot of things difference. It's a lot of things that different from Indonesia and from the US. Now, no, I'm not going to talk to Eric about husband and wife thing because I'm already, condolences to Eric. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to talk about the difference between US and Indonesia. Well, for instance, the other day I went to Starbucks. Now, I don't know in other country, but in Indonesia, if you go to Starbucks and you say, oh, I want a cup of latte. Yes, I say a cup. Let's not go there. They would ask what kind of milk, right? Like any good baristas. And they usually, again, I don't know in other countries, Indonesia, there's only full cream, skim, and soy milk. Now, I was assuming the same thing. So I went to the American Starbucks and went there and I talked to this really, really looking very young boy, not man, young boy. And yes, I think he's still a high school part-timer. Yeah, that's another thing. In Indonesia, the barista is a highly trained barista. In America, you got a high school part-timers, 16, 17 years old high school part-timers. No, not high school graduate, high school part-timers. So this boy is like, oh, good morning. How can I help you? Welcome to Starbucks. He's like, okay, thank you. Good morning. Can I have a latte, please? Oh, okay. What kind of milk do you want? So uh, I answered, and the answer I gave give me regrets to this day. I answered, what kind do you have? And then he told me about 10 to 12 different milk. He told me, oh, there's full cream, there's 1%, 2%, lactose free, soy, almond, thistle milk, oat milk, and coconut milk. And I swear at some point, I swear, he said dog's milk, cat's milk, lizard milk. I think so. I believe it. I don't know, because so many. I was like, okay. And then I kind of, the thing is, I zoom in on the coconut milk. Like, what? Coconut milk? In Indonesia, we make rendang. You know, the really delicious Indonesian beef stews. Yes, I said Indonesian beef stews. Let's not get in the fight. Rendang is Indonesian beef stews. I said coconut belongs in rendang. Beef stews, not in milk. What the hell is wrong with you? That's what I want to scream. That's in my head. That's like, I'm kind of stuttering. Okay, full cream. Just give me a full cream latte. I'm just giving this, stop attacking me kind of a face. So, all right. So I get out with a cup of, regular latte. It's like, oh my God, this takes 15 minutes and I'm the only customer. I regret asking that question. So me with my head brain blown, walked out of the Starbucks, decided to compress, depress, trying to get my brain and my thought together, decided to get some snack. So I went to Walmart and I said, you know what, I'm going to get one of my favorite snacks. And I'm so happy I found Oreo. Oh yes, I'm so happy America has Oreo. Yeah, I know, it doesn't matter that Oreo actually came from America, but I'm happy. I went to the snack aisle, I found there are 12 Oreos. I joke you not, 12 different flavor Oreos. Okay, all right, you know what? Just choose one, Jumai, just you what, choose one. So I chose one and I'm kind of, wait a minute, this is different again. So in Indonesia, the Oreos come in packages of 3s or 10s, 3 Oreos or 10 Oreos in them. In America, there's only one package and it's called family package. Inside there's 33 Oreos. I was like, oh, okay, this is new. I'm facing a new problem. Indonesia, the 10 Oreos, which I bought, I only required 1 cup of milk. If there's anybody here, why do you need milk? Have you not watched that commercial, twist it, lick it, dunk it? If you don't, watch it. So, all right, fine. Then I need more than a cup of milk for 33 Oreos. So I tried to find the milk. I couldn't find it. I asked the employee, excuse me, sir, can you help me find milk? And the employee was nice. Oh, hi, miss. Yes, what kind of milk do you have? What kind of milk do you want? I asked, what kind do you have? And of course he answered, oh, we have 2%, we have 1%, we have lactose, no, non-lactose, we have almond. Oh my God, here we go again. I would never. So in America, never ask what kind of milk do you have in any coffee shop or grocery store. Good morning again, this is Jumai. Thank you so much for listening. And please don't ask me what kind of milk I bought. Trust me, you want to save your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jumai. Let's give it up for Jumai, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you can give your thumbs up emoticons or applause emoticons. And looking at Jumai, I really envy her because not only she's a career woman, not only she's a good mother, not only that she has attempted comedy, but she also has a green card. Wow, how about that? But I understand her concern, I mean, going to a new place, trying something for the first time is a bit daunting, isn't it? Not only milk, I still remember the first time I went to a coffee shop, like a really fancy coffee shop, because I really I don't understand coffee lingo, like Fenty, tall, grande. I don't understand that. I remember the first time I went to a coffee shop. The first guy, there were like three guys. I was the third guy, two guys in front of me. They were like ordering coffee. The first guy went, "Hello, I would like to have a long black, please." He got a long black. Second guy, "Hello, I'd like a flat white, please." He got a flat white. My turn. Hello, I would like to have an average Asian, please. The barista gave me a small cup. So yes, that was a very weird experience for me. I didn't know coffee lingo. Yeah, it was quite weird. Now, oh, by the way, let me remind you one of the rules. Because this is basically a stand-up comedy show, so there is no censor. People here can talk about everything as long as they're able to make it funny. So they can talk about politics, religion, sexual jokes. It's completely free, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, the risk is all yours. Now, having said about the risk, I would like to welcome our next comedian. He is basically the second oldest guy in the room other than Mr. Arlan. Because when we are talking about being old, Mr. Arlan is the champion of it all. But we have to know he's not the old person on earth. We are going to have another jovial old person, and he has a lot of experience and concerns that he will share with us. And I'm sure we will all have the patience to listen to him. Let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the next open micer, Mr. Yusuf Chandra. All yours, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening. I am a backpacker. One day I was traveling to China. China, I don't speak any word except "wo ai ni," and I dress up in a tank top. Imagine an old man dressing up in a tank top and a short and a backpack. The immigration officer. Look at this guy. I dress up like that. The immigration officer looked at me and stared at me from head, not to my toes, but to my ass. My ass, once again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, is he a queer? I'm happy if he is. Then he looked at my passport. Yusuf Chandra. What a name. Where from? And I said, Indonesia. You know Indonesia? No sound. I said, Bali. You know Bali. Again, no sign of understanding. He invited his friend to speak a little bit more English. And he invited me to come to their rooms. Very small, stumpy room, very dark. And he said, one of the guys said, open up. So I unzipped my backpacker. I take out every single thing. My very nice smell towel. It's not been washed for weeks. So you can imagine the smell. And also I take out all my lingerie. Oh my God, all the bad smell of lingerie. And he couldn't find anything in my bag. But one of the guys touched my breast, the breast. And then he lifted up my tank top. He touched down into the stomach, into the belly. And I was really hoping that he would insert his fingers inside mine, but Unfortunately, he didn't do that. He went down to my hips, and again, he touched my hips. Couldn't find anything. He seems to be restless. He thought he would find something. He went back up, touching again my belly. Still, it's a six-pack belly. He couldn't find any single thing. And I was happy. I thought I was going to be free. Because he finished doing that, they couldn't find anything. And he looked back at me. He stared at me and winked his eyes. I said, oh my God, this one must be a real gay. I am so happy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I'm going to find a friend now. But he said, go. So I started to run out of the rooms with no clothes on. And he said, no, come. So I came back. I looked at him. I said, yes, swab test. What? Another swab test. But ladies and gentlemen, this is weird. Because the swab test is not on my nose or my mouth. It's on my back, in my ass. And he said, no, it's done. Now you can go out of the room. And one of the guys gave me a piece of paper with the name of the hotel and the phone number. And with wink, he said, what? He wanted me to call? So he must be a real queer. Thank you so much. I have got a queer friend at last in China. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Let's give it up for Mr. Yusuf Chandra, ladies and gentlemen. That is a very strange story. But we really appreciate that you found yourself a new friend. So if you go to China, don't be surprised if you see a poster of Mr. Chandra in the immigration office saying wanted. Yes, he is basically wanted by the immigration because of that story. And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Yusuf Chandra really said that he is wearing a lingerie. Yeah, he's wearing a lingerie. When I heard that, I was surprised. I was like, oh, what? You too? I thought I was the only one. Wow, right. We should make a WhatsApp group together, Mr. Chandra. Lingerie lovers, guys. Wow, I thought I was the only one. I was not alone. Finally, another lingerie loving person. Although he's like 40% older than me. But hey, like what Mr. Chandra said, you found friends in strange places. Now, but seriously, that was weird. But hey, it's a comedy show. Of course, we are gonna expect weird people. It's only gonna get weirder from here, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, before the headliner, you are all welcome to give your suggestions and also vote in the polling to decide who's your favorite. Now, what I love about Mr. Yusuf Chandra, he's actually dressed for the show. Look at him, right? He's actually wearing a true tank top, a literal tank top, and also a sock on his head. I don't know what you call that. This guy is like over 55 years old, by the way. He looks energetic. I'm so jealous of you, Mr. Chandra. And he's not the only one who is coming fully dressed for the show. Look at Ilyos, our organizer. Ilyos, show yourself.
I'm here.
Okay, show yourself. Make yourself the primary screen. There you go. This is our organizer.
Hello.
He is fully dressed even though he is not performing. How about that? He is a fully dressed audience. Now, that is some commitment right there, ladies and gentlemen. People actually dressing up just to watch the show. Great job, Ilyos. Great job. Anyway, if you check the comment box, Ilyos has shared a screen that you can use. especially from us, ladies and gentlemen, all yours for free. Just like how we treat our comedians, for free. Now, we are going to go into our last open micer. She is a female comedian. This is also her first time trying out comedy. And I think I should not give more infos because that is going to give spoiler to her jokes. I will let her tell yourself about her life. Let's welcome onto the online stage, Madam Yanni Mok. All yours, Yanni.
Hi, everybody that does not know me yet. I'm a busy career woman. My job is a private secretary of my 3 bosses without any day offs. So cruel. Here is my 3 bosses. Nowadays, all of us mostly work from home. Me, I just open my bedroom door and there is my working room. When I'm done teaching them, because my job is a teacher, there's always flood in my room. Sometimes with toys, sometimes with dolls, sometimes with snack crumbs. Most of the time it's actual peace. So problematic. When I'm tired, I asking my kids, please help me, help your mommy, arrange your toys. Put this toy car under there. And they will ask me back, underwear? Oh my gosh. Another problem, asking my kids to submit their homework, especially the English subject about rhyme. They make the rhyme only 2 rows. Don't hit me or I will fart. Sometimes they made 4 rows. I play with my cat. My cat sleeps on the mat. I forget to do my math. My mom gets mad. Thanks to my kids. They didn't know I am an angry mom. And as a private secretary, my 3 bosses think that I have a magic pocket. The one that can bring them to everywhere that they want. Sometimes they ask me, anything the food that they want, just take out from my pocket. You think that I am a Doraemon? And as a mom, I also have 6th sense. Mostly, I send toys, dolls, books. One day, I sent toy car in my underwear. So stressful, but I'm not sent for the single fat soul. For the singles, fat soul, fat and the single one. No need to be worried. According to me, women will still love you, especially if you bring ang pao for the God of Fortune, Tyson Ye, and the present like Santa Claus. And I'm a single, like all of you, that joining this show. Thank you for joining with us. This is from Private Secretary and listening the suffering of me. Back to our host, Reggie.
All right, give it up for Yanni Mok, ladies and gentlemen. And for the boys, you can unmute her. All right, she's actually quite funny with the sound on. Come on, come on. I know some guys are listening with the mute button, of course. I would never have thought that I would actually see a hot lady bringing an underwear into the show, and it's not actually an exotic show. Actually, that was like, all right. And she said, she literally said that usually she can find love in her room. I bet we all can see that too. Yes, we all can see finding love in your room. Ladies and gentlemen. But wait. Yenny, you're married, right? Or are you single?
Married.
Oh, of course you're married. Yeah, because I thought. All right, so she's actually married with 3 children, ladies and gentlemen. So the competition is kind of tough out there. So good luck. All right. So that is all for our open mic session. Thank you very much for the open micers. Can we have a round of applause for the open micers? And thank you for trying out comedy, especially for few of you, that was your first time trying out comedy. Remember, for the audience, you are welcome to give comments to the open micers before we go into the headliner session. And believe me, because these guys are very new in comedy, they all would appreciate a good input from the audience. All right. But before that, we are going to go into the opener session. Opener are basically the people that have tried comedy before. They are more seasoned than the open micers. So we can actually expect them to do slightly better, perhaps. But hey, that's for you to decide. Now, our first open micer, I'm very excited to have this guy because he is a successful businessman from Bali, ladies and gentlemen. I know him from Bali. And I'm jealous of this guy because not only he is rich, he is funny too. Damn, it's not fair for me now, isn't it? But hey, I would leave it to you to decide about this guy. So please welcome onto the online virtual stage, live from Bali, the businessman, the married guy, Carlton.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you for putting me more pressure to the opener as well. And guys, give it up for all the open micers. They're doing a good job. Everybody, good job. Now, some of you might think like, who is this guy? This guy has so much certificate in the back. This guy must be smart. Well, don't worry, guys. It's not me. It's all my wife. Look at that. My wife is a doctor. My wife is such a smart lady. Not only smart, but she's only have a good heart too. She's a philanthropist. Yeah, there is even though that she's Chinese, she's a philanthropist. So see the irony in that. Yeah, and you know, there is one time that she met someone who's unable to do anything, and she approached that guy and decided to marry him. So I'm the guy. Yeah, yay me. Well, on the other hand, my only accomplishment in my life is I able to manipulate her to become my wife. So yeah, good job, congratulations, Carlton. So yeah, my name is Carlton, and as you can see, I'm a Chinese Indonesian, but I do own a French restaurant, which means that although I look like, more likely to look like someone who's going to sell siomai and chapchai, but here I am selling some escargot, yeah? So some of my friends ask me, hey, Carlton, how hard it is to run a restaurant? Well, it's actually pretty tough, you know? Running a restaurant, you have to deal with your customers. And dealing with customers is very similar to like dealing with my wife. First of all, just like my wife, the customer is always right. And then you gotta keep the customer satisfied at all time. And then the last thing, when the customer is pleased with our service, they barely post anything online, but when they found some disappointments, be ready for a long post on the TripAdvisor. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of how my wife started her blog, which called Carlton Never Grow, mentally and physically. So yeah, the only difference though between my customers and my wife is actually my customer give me some money. So yeah, tough choice. So yeah, is there anybody in the house here interested in opening a restaurant? I can see some curious faces. Yeah. For those of you, my future competitor, I will share you some tips because I'm such a nice guy. Oh yeah, so first of all, in order to run a good restaurant, you gotta have a good food, yeah? It goes without saying. But having a good food doesn't guarantee anything. Having a good food is similar like having a big dick. It's a good start, but it won't satisfy anybody if the dick can only last for 15 seconds. But having a good food and having a big dick can really help spread the word fast. Oh, some of the ladies say, yeah, that's true. I can see that face. Ladies will talk. Hey, do you know that Carlton have such a big dick? Well, look at me. It's a metaphor, by the way. Of course, I don't have a big dick, but it's true that I can only last for 15 seconds. And you can learn more on my wife's blog. Yeah. So yeah, first thing first, you gotta have a good food. And the second tips is you gotta have a good service. What does it mean by having a good service? It simply means that you have to give the best service even to the worst kind of customers. Let me give you one very good example. Who is the worst kind of customers? You won't believe me, but here it is. It's actually Jesus Christ. First of all, Jesus Christ will call your restaurant and he will reserve for 26 people, although there's only 13 people coming because they all want to sit on the same side. You see the Last Supper, right? And then he will order just water and turning it into wine. Hello, sir, we're running a business here. And the last thing is Jesus just ordered the free bread, he pray and multiply and give it to everybody. Come on, Jesus Christ, seriously? I really begin to think that, Jesus Christ might actually be a Chinese. Now I get it. No wonder people call him the savior. He actually saved a lot of money. Yay! So, as a Chinese man myself, it really impressed me, And that's, ladies and gentlemen, is the moment that I choose to become a believer. So yeah, you gotta have a good service. And the last tip for opening a restaurant, guys, is you gotta have a good relationship with your chef. Yeah. My restaurant, Foley, don't forget, if you come to Bali, go to this place. It's so good. The best French restaurant in town. Foley, F-O-L-I-E. Please follow us at Foley Bali. Yeah. So my restaurant, Foley, is co-owned by 3 people, which is me, my sister Bunga, and her husband, the French chef Stefan. Hey guys, let me give you a quick trivia. Do you know why the French like to eat the snails? Because they don't like fast foods. So yeah, people like to do stereotypes on things, yeah? And then, the stereotypes of a chef, they are usually associated with someone who is stubborn, short-tempered, but charming. And people also associated French with someone who is arrogant, stingy, but romantic. Of course, not all thank you, Reggie. Of course, not all the stereotypes are true. Lucky for us, our chef is neither charming nor romantic. He's the kind of the French asshole that you don't have to know him to hate him. So, but let me share you a simple tips how to keep the asshole, the chef in the company. It's very simple actually. It's to let the chef fuck your sister. Hey! So for those who are interested in opening a restaurant, please ask yourself, do I have a sister? So yeah, although it may sound that my sister is a modern version of human sacrifice, but to think about it, it's a win-win strategy for everybody. My chef end up having his permit to stay in Indonesia. My sister end up to have an unlimited supply of baguette, if you know what I mean. And I end up with the money. Yay, me again. But of course, guys, during this pandemic time, it's not easy to own an F&B industry. We have to be also give the best service and always be available to give to our customers, just like our slogans. And I will end this story to singing a song of our slogan. It's our logo. It's for our customers. You just call on our name, and you know wherever you are, we kept running. Yes, we will. To bring you the food, to bring you the food. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you got to do is call, and we'll be there. Yes, we will. But you have to pay. We bring the food. You have to pay because I'm Chinese. No discount for you. That's all from me, everybody. I'm Carlton. Enjoy the rest of the show. Good night.
Give it up for Carlton, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. All right. I have to laugh my ass out because Carlton brings 3 new things in the house tonight. He finally brings a race card, he finally brings a religion card, and he finally brings a dick card. So now we have jokes about race, religion, and dick in the same person. You're a full package, Carlton. And that is why, because we already hear the first dick jokes, other dick jokes will come. Because the rule about dick jokes, they attract one another. I don't know why. Carlton is not only Chinese, he's a businessman, he can sing, he's funny too. The world is not fair, ladies and gentlemen. And if you see Carlton's wife, she's actually very pretty. All right? No wonder, okay? This is probably the last time that we are going to bring Carlton in the house because he's only going to make everyone jealous. I never thought he can sing. He can actually sing. And he was funny too. I got a lot to catch up with Carlton. In terms of comedy, okay? In terms of money, I have no chance. I have no chance. Zero, zilch. In terms of dick, we have the same size. So yeah, it's kind of fair that way. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, dick jokes attract each other. All right. The next comedian might not bring a dick joke. So the next comedian, please don't feel forced to bring a dick joke, because if you can be a clean comedian, be a clean comedian. All right. There's nothing wrong with being clean or being dirty in comedy. As long as you can make people laugh, it's a go. Now, the first, Carlton is a successful businessman. And the second comedian is also a successful businessman. But wait, I forgot one thing. Carlton is so smart, you know, because in the middle of his set, in the middle of his jokes, he successfully inserted some advertisement about his restaurant. Somehow he managed to advertise himself. So you know what? I'm going to do that too. So I have a comic strip, ladies and gentlemen, in Instagram. Yes, I made some comics. There you go. It's too bright. Okay, right? Yay. That's me right there in comic books. Yeah, so I can actually make you laugh in terms of comic strips. So please follow Rexter Comic in Instagram. Yes, if Carlton can shamelessly promote himself, I can do that too. It's an open competition. That is Rexter Comic, Rexter with a Z. All right, enough about me. Let's go to the next comedian. So the next opener, ladies and gentlemen, is also a successful businessman, and I believe he's more good looking than Carlton. So please welcome onto the online stage, Mr. Boy Henry.
You are muted, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, now.
Can you hear me, Elios?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Reggie. And also, thank you, Zoom meeting application, where we can have this stand-up comedy show virtually. We all know that nowadays, most of stand-up comedy shows are conducted through Zoom meeting, right? But from my point of view, Zoom meeting has changed the nature of stand-up comedy. It turns stand-up comedy into sitcom. Sitcom is not the abbreviation of the situation comedy, but sit-down comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, most of us right now didn't stand up, but sit down. And be careful. If your show is not funny, the sitcom turns into shitcom with the letter H between S and I. Shit comedy. So for the next comedian, please, will you stand up and be funny? Otherwise, it will be the shitcom. Okay. Today, I and my cousin attended a wedding ceremony. There was a preacher give a marriage advice. I heard the preacher said to the brides to love one another. Suddenly, I talked to my cousin. Hey, if it didn't work, just interchange the last two words. Love one another become love another one. The other advice came from a saying. Between husband and wife, arguing is healthy when done fairly. Then I said to my cousin again, I have a better saying. Arguing is healthy, therefore, keep arguing every day will keep yourself healthy every day. So don't stop arguing with your wife. And you know, if your wife is silent and not arguing, it means that she is sleeping. And you also have the opportunity to sleep. Sleep with another one's wife. Ladies and gentlemen, in a marriage life, we always heard this saying, behind every successful man is his woman. But don't forget the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Behind the fall of a successful man is usually another woman. It's true. I have my friend here, Elios. Let's see the chat monitor. Elios, where are you? Wave your hand. Ah, there he is. He is single. He always tells me about his single status and difficulties to find a girlfriend. Ladies and gentlemen, Elios may have a girlfriend, but not a girlfriend. You know what is the difference between girlfriend and girlfriend? With a space in between. The little space in between girl and friend, we call friend zone. And my friend Elios was there for a long, long time. I don't know why. He was happy enough and stupid enough to be in the friend zone forever. In my society, I know more than 20 people like Elios who were trapped in the friend zone. They were single and claimed that they were happy. Sometimes pop up in my mind. I know a great organization and international community that might facilitate the single and happy person to mingle and to communicate one to each other, called Toastmasters International. To charter a new club, they need only 20 people. So why don't Elios and his friends charter a new club and name it Happy Single Toastmasters Club? It would be a great idea. Therefore, they can share and tell more stories about their single status, their happiness, and their stupidness as well. On top of that, Elios also told me that he wanted to have a perfect wife, a beautiful, smart, and rich wife. And it's really, really hard to have one. I told him, bro, just make it simple. If you want to get it all, a beautiful, a smart, a rich wife, just marry 3 times, idiot. Talking about 3 times, I remember the rule of 3 that is widely used in all communications. The rule of 3 consists of 3 sentences or 3 pointers or 3 words that will ease the audience to understand and to remember. But I just wonder how this rule of 3 is also widely used in Hollywood movie scripts. You know, in Hollywood movies, if they are about to die, or someone pointing a gun at them, or someone blowing a bomb at them, they must say one of these 3 words. Fuck, shit, damn. They don't even remember their God. But when having sex, suddenly they remember their God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm Boy Henry. Thank you for watching.
What a way to close your jokes, ladies and gentlemen, by having a sex joke. Yes, yes, we all love sex jokes. It's getting hotter the more that we get going too late in the night. We've had dick jokes, now we have sex jokes. Yoo-hoo! I can only guarantee you it's gonna get even crazier as we move on, because I know who's gonna go up, and it's going to be a lot better in the worst way possible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Helios, how many audience that we have this fine evening? Can you please tell us?
Now it is 70.
We have 70 audience. Very nice, very nice, very nice. I have promoted my comic strip in Instagram shamelessly to all you 70 audience. And you know how many people follow me back? 1. From 70 people, 1 person follow me on Instagram. Rexter Comic, ladies and gentlemen, come on. And that 1 person is the headliner. Oh, Juliana Ang is the nicest person on earth. And apparently, she's also paying attention. So, even though she's the headliner. Good for you, Juliana. Can't wait for you. Anyway, like I told you, it's gonna get even better and crazier as we move on and as we proceed into the night. The next comedian is not from Indonesia. Uh, uh, I think Cheryl is from Malaysia or Singapore. Correct me, please.
Malaysia.
Oh, Malaysia.
Malaysia.
I'm sorry, Cheryl, my bad. The next comedian is just like the headliner. She's from Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen. And she's a proud lady with a very, very proud gift that she is going to share with us all. Please welcome onto the virtual stage, Cheryl.
Hi, I'm on Flow. Or to be more precise, I'm Cheryl's on Flow. And to all you boys in here who are a little bit confused about what I'm talking about, you do know that girls give all sorts of names for their periods, don't you? There's Shark Week. And if you are a fan of Game of Thrones, you might have heard of The Red Wedding, season 3 finale. But most of the time, it's just on Flow. Now, I first met Cheryl as an awkward teenager just hitting puberty. Boy, was she clueless. She had no idea that I had arrived until 3 days later. Can you imagine that? 3 days of somebody conjuring up the crimson tsunami coursing through her uterus, out her vagina, and onto her sheets. And she didn't know for 3 days. When she finally found out, all I got was, Mom, I had my period. Seriously, girl? You know, in certain cultures, on Flow visiting, finally, is a cause for celebration. I mean, it is a young woman's finally emerging into womanhood. It's a rite of passage. It's a celebration for 3 days and 3 nights. And all I got was, Mom, I had my period. Mom's reaction was even more priceless. Mom said, here are the pads. Learn to use them. And oh, by the way, don't put your laundry together with the rest of the family. It's bad luck to wash a woman having her period clothes together with the rest of the family. You don't want to jinx your father's career. Oh my God. Not only was I denied the celebration that I was entitled to, I was bad luck. And well, let's just say that things kind of went downhill from there. My relationship with Cheryl had kind of been tumultuous at best. When she was in school, I was kind of a very good excuse for her because she didn't really like sports. And when the teachers asked her, she would just say, Teacher, I cannot run today, period. You know, if a teacher had bothered to check, they would have think that Aunt Flo is constantly around visiting her, as if I don't have other girls to terrorize and make life miserable for. Well, then, when she grew up, she kind of resented me being around so constantly. Besides, she says, when she's trying to catwalk around the office, shaking her hips a little, when I'm around, it's kind of a little difficult because how do you give off that sexy walk when you've got a French baguette wedged between your legs? I'm sure Colton would know what a baguette looked like. You understand, right? And also, there was that time when she was getting ready to do the down and dirty with a certain new gentleman that she just met. Then I showed up. We never heard from said gentleman again. What? It's not like I can control my schedule. When Aunt Flo's gotta come, she's gotta come. And besides, I'm pretty sure that my personal assistant, Portia Marguerite Salvador, or as I always like to call her, PMS, had been around weeks earlier to make sure that things were in order for my arrival. Portia can be a pain in the ass, not just for the girls, but for the guys too. You married men would know. Well, after so many years together, it's kind of time for me to move on already. This uterus is getting a little old for me. I need a new home and a younger girl to terrorize. But I've kind of gotten fond of her, strange creature though she is, and I want to make sure that she's taken care of, that she'll be all right when Aunt Flo finally moves on to a younger specimen. So I want to give her some gifts. First of all, she's really clumsy, falls on the feet, trips around all the time. So I thought I'll give her a little bit of insulation because you don't want any broken bones, right? She thinks I'm making her fat. She complains all the time that her clothes don't fit. Like this top, for instance. It used to show off a nice belly. But now if you look properly, it also shows off a big belly. Girl, you should consider it a gift. After all, you have a lot of personality and a big attitude. And what was that song called again? My mama, she told me don't worry about your size. They say boys like a little more booty to hold at night. Listen to that advice, girl. Also, we've been in lockdown for some time now. She's getting kind of pale. And I believe it's kind of a fashion nowadays. And what is this with girls nowadays getting this white paint all over their face and then putting on extra stuff to bring the color back after all that work? So I thought I'll give her the natural color, a little healthy flush of pink, if you may. She thinks it's embarrassing, especially when it happened when she was having dinner with friends. And then her face just suddenly glowed bright red. Her friends asked if she was actually having an orgasm right in the middle of the restaurant, or if she's wearing one of those vibrating underwear. But she looks healthy. And by the way, she was just having dinner with the president of a Toastmasters club that time. I think she looks pretty healthy too. But as I would want to move on, I would say, girl, just embrace your life. A woman goes through many changes throughout her life, many seasons. And during those times, you should embrace the great changes that comes along. Because seriously, there is nothing better in this world than being a woman, especially when this woman has a friend as fabulous as Aunt Flo. Well, it's time for me to go terrorize another girl right now before I come visit her again in the next few weeks. She's kind of happy right now, but not for long. So if you want to take her out for dinner or anything, you better do it now. I'm Flo signing off.
Okay, please give please give it up for Cheryl, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, that was so good. The reason I'm laughing my ass out right now because this is the first time that I've ever seen a comedian impersonate a period. Like literally the period. She was talking as the period, you guys. that breaks so many boundaries. Okay, Carlton, next time, don't make dick jokes. Be the dick. I mean, Cheryl was making period jokes while being a period. Literally, I have never seen that in any shows. And that was great, ladies and gentlemen, because if anyone can pull that off, it's Cheryl. Because I think she pulled that off brilliantly. Okay, which put a lot of pressure on me as a comedian because that's a that's a tall bar. If she can impersonate a period, should I like impersonate balls? Like, what should I do? Become two? Anyway, we are going to go into the last opener, and after that, we are going to go into the headliner. Now, the last opener is also a girl. I'm so proud and so happy. We have so many girls on board. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, prove to you all that girls can also try comedy and be funny, especially when they are impersonating a period. Now, our last opener is a comedian from Bali. She is known as having good-looking boyfriends. Yes, I said boyfriends as in plural with S's. But that's her life story, and I will let her tell you all about it herself. Let's welcome onto the virtual stage, Chitra.
Thank you, Reggie. Hi, everyone. I'm Chitra from Indonesia, and this is my first time doing stand-up comedy online, which is like Mr. Boy Henry said, that we are more like a sitting down comedy. I'm here doing my set, and I can't even hear what you're doing. I can't even see what you're doing, or I'm just assuming that you're laughing, and I'm assuming that you're wearing something bottom down. I mean, otherwise it's gonna feel like it's gonna feel like I'm on the screen and you're not wearing anything. It's gonna bring childhood memories to any of us, right? Because that's the kind of childhood that everyone has, right? That's normal, right? So I am one of the openers tonight. As an opener, I realized that I'm not the reason why you're here. You're here for the headliners. You don't come for me, just like my ex-boyfriend. And sometimes I talk about my dating life in my sets in order to make people think that I have one. Because comedians like to talk about something that we don't really have, like money, jobs, and real life. Same like you guys who spend Sunday night watching our streaming. I feel honored but really get a life. Make your mom proud. If your parents know this is what you're doing on Sunday night, they'll send you to an arranged marriage. So when Reggie said that I have a lot of beautiful boyfriends, if that's really true, I would not be here on Sunday night. You know what, Reggie? Before you try to hide your girlfriend with your head, and we can still see your girlfriend behind, and I don't even have a boyfriend that I could hide behind me. So I'm an Indonesian woman who don't date Indonesians. So my dating preference is non-Indonesians because we can't have two poor and lazy people in the relationship. Imagine, I cannot bring another poor and lazy human being to this planet, just like billions of people do in my country. So I like my men like I like my laptops, import products, because my motto is act locally, date globally. And yeah, so like many Indonesians, when we just try to date foreigners, we started from Bali or try to go to Malaysia. I did that beach in training in Malaysia. And then I found a guy, and then we were dating, and finally after 3 months, he said to me that, Chitra, you speak good English, so we can communicate well, and then you're honest, I can rely on you, you're independent, you're initiative, you will make a very good Indonesian housemate, not a girlfriend or a wife. I see him as a future husband, and he saw me as a future housemate. So I was like, and what do you call all these 3 months? And he said, it's a probation period. And but I don't give up. So I keep dating white guys. Yeah, I'm kind of racist. I only like white. And I can, I've dated more than enough white guys to make my dating memoir. It's gonna be called 50 Shades of White, because sometimes they're shady too. And because of my preference in men, I get labeled many names, like gold digger, because I'm a local girl who's dating tourists and white guys, so people call me gold digger. I mean, like, me, gold digger? No way. There's no way a woman can be called a gold digger. No woman can be called a gold digger because biologically, we're not the one who do the digging. So let's talk about my family now, just in case I could find anyone to date here. So you need to know about my family. Let's start from my mother. My mother has her own ways to raise her kids, and we call it the wrong way. So my mother tried to teach us, only me actually, because I'm born as a woman in a patriarchal country. So she wanted to teach me how to make money from little kid. But instead of asking me to clean the house, do chores, she made and then paid me with some money. She made me to pluck her armpit hair. So because I was just a kid and parents were the only way for me to make money, and I've always had low self-dignity since I was a kid, I just took the offer. And I mean, I was just a kid. Basically, I was just a kid labor. If only Steve Jobs found me at the right time, I would have had Apple in my resume. So at the time, for me, my mother's armpit were my farm, and I am the farmer. So I always monitor my mom's behavior if she is showing some signs of hair growth. So when she's like scratching her armpit, I'm like, time to harvest. And I know we can relate as Asians. There are a lot of Asian audience here. And well, this is like, I think, the childhood story that can relate us to another because it's a tradition. And I see you guys maybe have Indian or Arab parents. I mean, like, whoa, your gold mine is richer than mine. So, my mom paid me 100 rupiah, not 100,000, but 100 rupiah for every one hair. So 10 hair equals 1,000. And I come from a Muslim family, unfortunately. So the other way Muslim kid can make money off in Indonesia is waiting for Ramadan. Ramadan is the fasting month, and usually in Indonesia we get paid for every day we done fasting. So by the end of the month, it's accumulated how many days you do the fasting. So that's my way to get money. So I went from armpit hair plucking to starvation to get my first Tamagotchi. You know, this is why I don't like watching Christmas movies. And watching Christmas movies for me just reminding me that life is unfair. For the Christian kids, they're just being cute, doing nothing, and all of a sudden they wake up to a lot of gifts. So when they look at their childhood photos, they look happy. And me, when I look at my childhood photos, I always look malnourished every Ramadan. Yeah, until now, yeah. And then I want to tell about my grandfather. He's also a peculiar guy, because my grandfather, he had 16 wives. 16 wives, not mistresses. I mean, he had some mistresses. So this one, 16 wives. So he's a Muslim Casanova. In Islam, as you probably know, that a Muslim guy can marry up to 4 women at the same time. So my grandfather married four times. So you see that my grandfather is very good at finding holes, at finding loopholes and finding loopholes and other holes. Sorry. So many holes. So I grew up with 16 grandmothers. 16 grandmothers. Because my grandfather was a badass. I call my grandpa the grandmotherfucker. Every night when it's time to my grandpa to sleep, which grandma to sleep with, it's called the granny award. And my grandpa was an urban legend in West Sumatra, where I'm from. Everybody knows who he was because he's the Muslim Casanova, as I've told you already. So every time I needed to send something to my grandparents' house, I don't need to write the full address. I just need to say the Playboy Mansion. And because my grandpa was a Muslim, so I don't know if he goes to heaven or not, but if he made it to heaven, then he's such a lucky grandmotherfucker, because if a Muslim guy went to heaven, then he's gonna be granted with 72 virgins. 72 virgins, and the women gets nothing. And like with me, with granting 72 virgins, it makes Jesus suck, your Buddha suck, or whoever you worship suck, whether it's Tom Cruise or whatever, because my God is a pimp. I don't understand actually, how would a man want 72 women in his life and in his afterlife? Like imagine if 40 of them having a PMS mood swing at the same time, you're gonna be fucked. And then it's gonna create a population imbalance, because imagine one man gets 72 women, so 10 men, and then we're gonna have 10 men and then 720 women. What are we gonna call heaven then? Russia? You know what? So I don't need 72 men in my life. I just need one man with the racial quality of every races that I want. So I want my man to have a pair of blue eyes, curly blonde hair, with the brain capacity of Indian IT guys, and the dick of a black guy, and a white privilege. And because I'm a local, I'm a brown girl, so I look poor, and it kind of tell the kind of men the kind of white man who's attracted to me, and it kind of explains what kind of porn that they like. We call it poverty porn. And so that's why I live in Bali. Many guys ask me whether I need sugar daddy. They always ask me, hey girl, do you need some sugar daddy? Do you need some sugar daddy? And I was like, why so many guys offer to be my sugar daddy? Do I look like I have daddy issues? And so out of the curiosity and financial deficit, I said yes. But after one experience, I think that I'm not gonna date a sugar daddy anymore, because not only that sugar daddy has midlife crisis, but he also has self-identity crisis. Because when we have sex, he keep asking me, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? I mean, like, well, you volunteered 10 minutes ago. And also, I, as an online body positivity activist, I need to prove my point. So I also date guys with dad bod. Maybe I do have daddy issues, you know, because I seem to be attracted to men who has issues that daddy have, like infidelity, can only last 15 seconds, or dad bod. So I dated guys who had beginner level dad bod to an advanced level dad bod. It's so advanced that it looks like he's given up on life, and life also given up on him. And I think I'm already over time. Oh, by the way, I need to tell something. When Carlton talks about his when Carlton talks about his business folly and things like that, he indirectly tell about his income, and then Reggie didn't want to lose, and Reggie also did the same. Oh, I want to promote my business, but Reggie, be ashamed, like Carlton bringing his restaurant and you're bringing your comic strip. It's just showing people your bank account. Okay, that's my set. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Chitra, ladies and gentlemen. Roasting me at the end, even though it's true. Look. No, nobody wants to be compared with Carlton. okay, in terms of bank account. Carlton is a Chinese business owner of a French restaurant, okay? Wow, if she can afford, if he can afford a French chef, God knows how much money he has in his bank account. Let's not compare. It's not gonna bode well. Now, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Chitra and Carlton have something in common. They're both from Bali. So yes, please excuse them. Bali comedians are like that, okay? And actually, those two are the nicest of Bali comedians. You guys really do not want to know the rest. The rest are way worse. So if you think they're offensive, wait till you see the others. I don't mind people being offensive as long as they're offensively funny. Now, that's it for our open micers and opener session, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. For those of you who have participated, we are going to go into the headliner session. Now, these are the experienced comics, especially Mr. Juliana Hang, who is going to end the show for this fine evening. But before that, like I told you in the start of the show, we would like to hear from you, our dear audience. That is why we are going to have a polling. All right. There you go. In your screen right now, on your screen right now, there should be a polling. Yes, with few questions. You can answer all 3 questions in less than 5 minutes. Actually, it's done already. All right. So, most people are invited by their friends. Thank you very much, friends. Our favorite comic is, of course, Madam Yanni Mock, all right? Because even though she's muted, she's still cute. And basically, that beats a lot of us, right? She has something that we don't have. Cute with 3 kids. Yes, of course. Nobody can beat that. And so, Yanni, congrats, you're our favorite open micers because most audience are boys. Now, and our favorite opener. Oh, wait. It's still in progress. All right, it's still in progress. All right. Ilios, is it done now? Or is it still in progress?
It's already done. So maybe we can have picture together before move ahead.
All right. Our favorite opener is Mr. Boy Henry. That's true? Yeah. So, wait. It's different again. Okay. Ilios, can you read who's the favorites?
Wait, Linda will read. Lynn?
Okay. Apologies to the people that I've mentioned. It's still in progress.
Nah, it's done. It's done. I'm not sure who.
I have no result.
So it was true. It was Yanni Mock.
Congratulations, Yanni, as the favorite open micers. Who's the favorite openers?
And for the favorite opener, it was Cheryl.
Of course, all right. One lady got voted because she's cute. The other lady got voted because she's the period. Right. This is a very awesome night, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, both winners are ladies because you deserve it. Yes. And because if I say anything else, I'm a sexist. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, you guys deserve it. Congratulations. And for the rest of you all, please don't be discouraged. Not everyone can be winners, but you all can try the next time. All right. So now, before we go into headliners, we are going to take a photo. Yeah, just to prove that you guys are here. So if we are guilty of our jokes, you guys are as guilty as we are. We're in this trip together, boys and girls. All right. So who's in charge?
Danny. Danny will count.
Who?
Danny. DENI.
Okay, dairy. Dairy, like milk. Okay, Derry will.
Danny.
All right, Derry. Whenever you're ready, everyone put on your naughtiest face, just like Cheryl doing right now. She's naughty by nature because it's the period.
Okay, everyone, please be ready. I will count to 3. This is the normal pose first, okay?
It's
this
the normal pose.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now notice pose like Reggie suggests what you want to. I will count 2, 3. Okay, wait. For the pets, I will count for the notice pets. Naughty. 1, 2, 3. For the pets one, now ready for your naughty pose?
Naughty.
We'll count now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Okay, back to you, Reggie.
Thank you, Daryl. Derry, Denny, ya ampun. Thank you, Denny. All right, D-E-N-Y. I was like, oh, yeah, all right. Thank you, Denny. Thank you for the post. And whoever are doing the naughty post, I hope you're still wearing your clothes on, because otherwise we can post it online. It's going to be one of those parties that police raided. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into the headliner session, and these guys will have more time allocation. And thank you for those of you who are still sticking with us in this fine Saturday evening. See, when you're single, stand-up comedy is the best thing to do. Now, please, our first headliner is basically the poorest guy in this room. Like literally, he is so poor that the only thing he can afford is time to do comedy. So, and he's also been living in Bali, and that is why all white people, all tourists love him, because they realize finally there's somebody who is poorer than them. And because he's poor, he's funny. Let's welcome onto the online stage my dearest friend, Fajar Ardian Shah.
Unmute. So I think I am audible right now. Thank you very much, Reggie, for presenting me that bad, that terrible. He always does that. Anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an honor for me to headline this show with Juliana Hang. It's been an honor as well to perform with you. I was actually about to give my biggest appreciation for anyone who designed the poster for today's show, because for the previous, I'm not really sure if you're aware that in the previous poster, the designer mentioned like, okay, this is the opener, designer of this. The opener number 2 is the manager of this. The designer, the opener number 3 is the producer of this. And the headliner was Fajar. That's it. Nothing else. I mean, like the headliner was Mo Sidik and the host Reggie. That's it. It actually shows you, ladies and gentlemen, like the more fun year we get, the less successful we will be. So yeah, that is a good reason for me to be the headliner anyway. So I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Fajar. It's been a tough year for me, to be honest. Like 2020 has been a super tough. 2021, it's also tough. But I'm quite happy that last year I managed to graduate from my master degree. Yay! I graduated, after struggling, after fighting, bribing here and there. I finally can finish my beautiful 23 semester of my college. Awesome! I'm so happy. The reason actually why I took my master degree, it was because I was inspired by this singer, Afro-American singer. I'm not really sure if you ladies and gentlemen know about this guy. His name is Khalid. His song is Young, Dumb, and Broke. I was young, dumb, and fucking broke. That's why I took my master's degree. After taking my master's degree, I am no longer young, dumb, and broke. I am mature, educated, but bankrupt, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, just because you get your master's degree doesn't mean that it helps you to be richer. Education make your brain fulfilled, but emptied your wallet completely. Um, yeah, 2020, it has been super tough. And like today, I was graduated through Zoom, one of the most silliest method of graduation, ladies and gentlemen. Online graduation through Zoom is such a random activity compared to, regular graduation. The thing is, nobody takes online graduation seriously. Okay, at my graduation, for example, I graduated from Zoom, through Zoom. I could see some of the people were attending the ceremony of graduation in full graduation dress while eating lunch, shopping in Minimart, in Indomart and Alphamart, buying some phone credit and do the Zoom meeting. Do this Zoom meeting while graduating. Even, I swear to God, one of my friends even breastfeeding in the middle of graduation. When the teacher, I don't know, the director or whatever it is, move the rope to the hat from the left, on the hat from the left to the right, we had to do it ourselves. We had to do it ourselves. Even my breastfeeding friend asked her husband to do it. Fortunately, she could multitask. She could multitask. So she has a very great concentration on the meeting, on the graduation process, because if she didn't have any good concentration, the baby might be moving the rope and she would breastfeed the husband. So yeah. Anyway, so after the graduation, students usually throw hats. That's also happened to me. We also do that, but I didn't do that too high because my house is very small. So I just did it like, yay, just like that. And not only did we throw our hats last year, we also threw our dreams away because of COVID. So yeah, fuck that. Anyway, life moved on. 2021. I am still in Bali, like what Regi said. I live in Bali. I'm a Muslim. I'm a devout Muslim. I came from a city, small city called Malang in Eastern Java. It's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city. It's an Islamic city, very religious city. That's why I moved to Bali, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, one of the reasons, here's the thing, this is an important thing. One of the reasons why I moved to Bali is because in Bali, I can live with my girlfriend. That's a big plus, ladies and gentlemen. But since I'm a Muslim guy, my mother was pissed, when knowing that I live with my girlfriend together, because, in Islam, it is forbidden for two different sexes to live together before getting married. Well, I said to my mom, I had to confess, Mom, I have to tell you something. I and my girlfriend now live together in Bali. And my mom was so pissed, Astaghfirullah, Fajar. How could you do that? And I said again, yeah, sometimes I occasionally consume alcohol. Astaghfirullah, Fajar. How could you do that? And then I said, but I don't eat pork. Alhamdulillah, Fajar. At least you are useful at something. So yeah, it's okay right now. I live with my girlfriend for about like 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. 1 year, she wears the hijab, but we have a different religion. I'm a Muslim and she's a terrorist. So yeah, she's a terrorist because every time I didn't do the dishes, she always blows out of the proportion. So yeah. My relationship is good right now, but I could say that it wasn't perfect. I mean, like I used to have a crush from Canada, Canadian girl. She's super hot. Her name is Gabrielle. We didn't make it though. We didn't make it. There were too many differences between us. You know, I'm Indonesian, she's Canadian. I'm a Muslim, she's a Catholic. I love her, she doesn't love me back, you know, such things. Uh, but sometimes we still connected though through Facebook. Like last Christmas, I said, hi, I said, Merry Christmas, Gabriel. I hope you have a very good Christmas this year. And she said, hey, yeah, you too, Fajar. I hope you also have a very good holiday. I try to ask her, so, Gabriel, what did your parents give you to this Christmas? And I swear to God, this is what she said. You know what, Fajar? This year Christmas is pretty disappointing because my parents only gave me new Ford Ranger. I said, what? Yeah, my parents only gave me new Ford Ranger. Ford Ranger. And she said only. She got a new fucking Ford Ranger. And she said only. How dare she say that to a third world country citizen like me? I mean, like, you have a privilege there. When Christmas comes, Gabriel, got a new car. You know, when Ramadan comes, I got new nephew. You know, every single year. My mother, my beloved mother, tried to convince me by saying, man, you know what, Fajar, you actually have to be grateful that you get new nephews. And I said, fuck you, mom. That baby will never be able to drink gasoline. That's why I got pissed. And my relationship, it's not perfect. I got a lot of bad story in relationship. My love story is such a bummer because I used to be very close with this lady. She's a doctor. She's beautiful. Her name is Chandra. We didn't make it. Once again, we didn't make it because she always used a difficult terms for me to understand when we were communicating. You know, like one time she tried to show off her new, I don't know, jewelry. I don't get it. You know, like she said, you know what, Mas Fajar, I am able to afford this diamond ring because my family provide flunitrazepam, paracetamol, and ibuprofen. And I said, what the fuck is diamond ring? I mean, right, I have no idea. I was 22 years old at the time, and I had no idea what diamond ring is. Like, the only rings that I know at the time is sufferings. Okay, you know what suffering is? Suffering is a moment when my father brought my mother ring and we suffered the whole life. That's the ring that I know. Okay, and it's very difficult for us anyway, if I think about it, because there are too many differences between us. Like the only things in common is that we are both terrible people. She is terribly rich, I'm terribly poor. So that's it. I try I try to ask her sometimes when she was still in the campus. Hi, Doc. It is raining today. Are you still gonna go to the campus? And she said, yeah, Mas Fajar, I'm still going to the campus. I drive all new Honda Jazz. She went to the campus and drives all new Honda Jazz, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to God that happened. When I try to take my master degree, I drive my parents crazy, you know, because we had no money at all. And I insisted to get my master degree, you know, like. But what I like from her, from Dr. Chandra, is that she's a medical student, used to be a medical student. She's a doctor right now. She always knows how to cure physical needs. This is what I like from her. Like when I ask her, how do I deal with vertigo? You can get fixed Vapurub, she said. Okay. How do I deal with diarrhea? You can get fixed Vapurub, she said. How do I deal with ugliness? You can get rich. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the time that I finally really realized you can cure pimples by putting a bunch of money in your face. So yeah. Anyway, living in Bali is a kind of super interesting, but I think Lombok has its own charm for me. for me. I'm pretty sure that many of you here have visited Lombok, Gili Trawangan. I'm pretty sure that you've been there. It's a beautiful place. It's an amazing place, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really sure if you're aware of this. In Gili Trawangan is the only place where I can find mosque, and a club standing side by side. You know, like club, discotheque. You know, boom, chi, boom, chi, boom, chi, boom, and a mosque. You know, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. You know that, right? Standing side by side. I was super confused. Like, what the fuck is happening here? And I was thinking, oh, okay, they were building mosque and club standing side by side so that you can recycle your sin. You know, like you can make sin and then repent. You can make sin and then repent again. And I did that. Of course I did that, because when I don't have money, I am absolutely a Muslim. But when I have money, I have absolute vodka. So yeah, that was the time where I came to Gili Trawangan when Azan comes, you know, Muslim prayer comes. And I saw these two buildings standing side by side, club, discotheque, and mosque. And Adhan comes, and I said, I'm a Muslim. Bismillah. Okay, sir, one bottle of bintang, please. So, you know, please put it in the plastic so that my friend thought it was an orange juice, not a beer. Okay, I don't want to be too. Anyway, if you go to Gili Trawangan, if you are first time, for some of the first timers who comes to Gili Trawangan, you're gonna be very surprised, because in Gili Trawangan, everything is crazily expensive, super pricey. I swear to God, when I went to Gili Trawangan, I bought a burger, if I'm not mistaken, just a small beef burger, and it costed me 500K just for the burger. I was super pissed. I was super angry. I went to the seller and saying, dude, 500,000K for a beef burger. What the fuck? Why the fuck am I now to be able to see dragons and unicorns right now? Why after eating this shit, I can see Jesus and shit? Why? It's so confusing. If you get what I mean. Anyway, the thing is, after going home from Gili Trawangan, I try to tell this story to my friend in the office. I try to tell the story about magic mushroom. You know, magic mushroom is kind of well known in Gili Trawangan, right? When I tell the story, my friend didn't believe me, like at all. Even one of my friends like pointed his finger at me. He doesn't believe me, like, you know, Fajar, no, you're lying. There's no such thing as magic mushroom, Fajar. You're lying. That's a bullshit. And I said to him, it is a bullshit. I mean, like, it literally is a bullshit. You know, that is a reason why some Hindu people from Bali call this mushroom holy shit. You know why? Because it was made of cow's poop, literally. So don't be surprised, guys, if some of you never went to Gili Trawangan, you see a, you know, Indian or Hindu guy laughing, bringing the mushroom while worshiping it. You know, you can try to ask, dude, why are you laughing and worshiping that mushroom? Oh, because this is the poop of my God. So yeah, that's the thing is, aside from magic mushroom, Bali introduced me to a lot of things, including marijuana. And I just realized that Indonesian government, I'm pretty sure that you came from a lot of countries, different countries. This is what I need to tell you about Indonesia. Indonesian government, Indonesian police have different way, have different method of taking care of marijuana. For example, let me show you the difference. If the government in Brazil wanted to destroy marijuana, they will bury it under the ground, like 6 feet underground, so it's gone. When the Albanian government wanted to destroy marijuana, they're gonna shred it and then, like throw it to the ocean, dispose it to the ocean. I know it's such a waste. But in Indonesia, ladies and gentlemen, if the government wanted to destroy marijuana, they will burn it, literally burn it. I mean, like, they're gonna burn marijuana in front of the public, ladies and gentlemen. You can see in so many newspapers, you can see it in so many websites, they burn and execute the marijuana in front of the police station. Holy shit. Holy shit. And check this out. Sometimes they do that on Friday afternoon, after Friday prayers, after Jumatan. The police really knows how to have fun, yeah? I'm pretty sure after this, the police will have an event called Marijuana Wal Jamaah. That's gonna be super, super interesting. Like I told you, and like Reggie has told you, I come from a very religious family. My grandmother, I would like to tell you about my grandmother. My grandmother is a super religious person. One of the proof is that she had 17 children. Oh, super religious. Banyak anak, banyak rezeki, whatever it is. And I swear to God, my grandmother is a superwoman, if I may say that, because she had 17 children by herself. At the occupation of Japan, she was able to do martial arts, something that we call today as parkour, if I'm not mistaken, But the difference is, at that time, my grandmother, she was not climbing the roof. No, she was not climbing the wall. No, she was climbing my grandfather. So here I am. So yeah, she had 17 children by herself. I think she was not trying to make a family. She was trying to make a farm, like. And then I tried to ask her one time. She's 90 years old right now. I tried to ask her one time, how did it feel to have 17 babies? And I swear to God, I'm not making this shit up. She said, from the first Fajar, from the first baby until the 8 babies, it was painful. But for the next 9 babies, nah, I didn't feel a shit. I was like, okay. How come that you delivered a baby and you didn't feel a shit? I mean, like, I was only able to imagine, like from the first until the, 8 babies, she was like, here comes the baby. It was painful and it must be super painful. But for the next 9 babies, she was like, oh, here comes my next baby. Oh my God. I thought I was about to take a shit, Damn, because you shit the same. Wow. The terrible thing is, from those 17 babies, 8 of them passed away. And some of them passed away before the age of 5. So some of those babies passed away as toddler. And this is what becomes the common practice in my family. Each of those dead babies were buried in front of our house. For your information, in front of our house, there are so many fruit trees, jackfruit, apples, bananas, and shit, a lot of fruit trees. And every single harvest time comes, the fruit always there, and they are delicious, ladies and gentlemen. So every single harvest time, we divide the fruits not based on what fruits they are, but based on who's buried under the tree. So when the harvest time comes, like, all right, children, come here. Harvest time comes, you can choose the fruit. This is Uncle Toha. This is Uncle Yayan. This is Uncle Jainal. Granny, can I eat Uncle Mustaqim? No, motherfucker, she's still alive. Wait for another 2 weeks. She has a bad diabetes. Just wait. with that story said, the lesson that I finally learned from my grandmother is that dead babies can be very good fertilizers, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. Oh my God, that was so dark. Another from that, one of my beloved women in my life was, of course, beside my grandmother, is my mother. And 2020 was super tough for my mother because my mother was isolated. The good news is she made it. The bad news is she made it. So yeah, she was actually in the hospital for 2 weeks. You know, hospital, right? Hospital, a place where you can get healthy because of medicine and get heart attack because of the bill. Hospital, she was hospitalized. But after getting tested, turned out she is COVID negative. She's negative. But she called me to tell how she was through the phone. She said to me, "Hey, Fajar, I'm fine. Don't worry. I am COVID negative." And I said, "Oh, yeah, good. I'm so relieved, Mom." And she said, "Well, I actually hope that I am positive, because if I get positive, the government will subsidize me 6 million for the medical bills." Getting 6 million for being COVID-19 infected, I've never seen such money. So I should have get infected, Fajar. But before she was diagnosed negative, she was on her isolation. Of course, I cannot see her. I could only see her from CCTV. And through the phone, she told me, we sometimes call through the phone, only through the phone. Sometimes I call her to ask, "Oh, Mom, do you need me to send you something? Do you need me to send you, I don't know, some stuff from home to be used in hospital?" And I swear to God, this is what she said. Yeah, Fajar, please bring me my makeup." What? No, Mom. I mean, do you need a pillow? You need a blanket? You need a bolster? No, Fajar. I need my makeup. I don't want to be looking pixelated from CCTV. It has CCTV in the room. And I was like, "Mom, from CCTV, you don't look pale, you look pixelated. Every time I see you on CCTV, that reminds me of watching Japanese porn movies, so you don't need that makeup." Okay? The good news is, every time someone wanted to masturbate and don't have internet connection, I can give the footage of my mother. So yeah. And then what's the next story about my mom? My mom, she is a total survivor. My mother is just like Reggie's mom. She once was diagnosed with cancer. My mom was a cancer survivor. My mother was a cancer survivor. At this time, she's 67 years old, which means she's the generation of baby tumor. She got a ovaries cancer, womb cancer, one of the biggest nightmare for ladies, of course. But yet, she was recovered she was diagnosed with cancer 1989. She recovered 1 year after, right before she conceived me, before she was pregnant of me. Okay, 1989, she was diagnosed with cancer, and I was born 12th of July, 1990, which means my zodiac is Cancer, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea that having unprotected sex in November can turn your cancer into another form of cancer. Guys, thank you very much. You have been a very great audience. I hope you enjoy the show. Back to Regi Hasibuan. There you go, Regi Hasibuan, please.
Cheerios! Can we have applause for Fajar, please? So not only his bank account is dark, his jokes is also dark, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, misery loves company. Without further ado, I would like, before that, thank you very much for still sticking in the audience. We appreciate that you spend your time with us, as we love to spend time with you. Our headline person from, she's a well-known comedian from Malaysia. She has an Instagram. Please check out her Instagram, in which she shares every day doing comedy there. So please give a big warm welcome for Juliana.
Hi everyone. Okay,
Hey.
now now I know that Indonesia's internet is worse than Malaysia. Okay, great. So let's keep this going. For Reggie, the host, Fajar, your headliner, and also all the comics who perform tonight. I'm Juliana Heng from Malaysia. Malaysia is a beautiful country. We have good food, good weather, and bad pilots. So fun fact between me and Fajar, Fajar is 1 week younger than me. So I'm 5th July 1990. And I have this line where people ask me like, okay, Juliana, you are Cancer. So who are you? I say that, okay, I am a Cancer. When you fall in love with me, it's incurable. I have autism. Autism happens when one part of the brain grows faster than others. For me, it's my forehead. Well, less of a forehead, more of a 5 head. When I was 5 years old, I have not started speaking. My mom brought me to see a doctor. The doctor said, Mrs. Heng, your daughter is like a proton car. The power window to her brain does not work. If you're wondering what a proton car is, it is Malaysia's national car that we are still learning to be proud of. It's been 30 years. The power window still doesn't work. We purposely made it that way so that Singaporeans won't claim them. This joke kills in Singapore. Because of my power window problem, I'm a bit slow. When you all listen to jokes, you will laugh immediately. I will laugh a bit later. Tomorrow. For those who aren't laughing right now, don't worry. You are just like me. This reminds me of America's former president, Donald Trump. Every time a Daily News reporter asked him a question, he only tweeted back a reply at 3 a.m. By the way, this twerp was saying that the COVID-19 is the Chinese bird flu. I may be Chinese, but don't worry. You won't get the COVID-19 from me through Zoom. But because I'm autistic, you will get it tomorrow. Speaking about laughter, according to laughteronlineuniversity.com, there are 15 types of laughter, ranging from the softest to the loudest. As an autistic, I can only pick up 3 types of laughter. The first one goes like this. Ha 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 ha. That's the real laughter. The second one goes like this. It's the polite laughter, which means you suck. And I pity you. And the third type of laughter goes like this. It's the laughter of Singaporeans. No Singaporeans are injured in the making of this joke. We hope. I'm 30 years old this year and still single. There's no joke in this. I just want to tell you that I'm still available. Dating is hard for someone like me because I cannot read emotions, social cues, and flirting signals. Sometimes I don't even know when someone wants to kiss me until I feel their tongue. My love life has been a mess. I've been on 6 first dates this year, and all of them ended the same way. They tried to sell me something. Insurance, travel membership, and a human liver. I bought the liver. You will never know when you need one. I've decided to use an autistic dating app. Many of the people there looks very strange and bizarre. And all I need to do is to swipe up on someone I like. Yes, it's called Pokemon Go. As someone who is literal, I find dating app names very complicated. For example, Tinder. I thought there is an app for smokers to look for their lighters. Grindr, I thought there is an app for guys to look for their power tools to screw each other. And Coffee Meets Bagel, I actually thought that is a new food delivery app. When the guy comes, he has no food. He is the bagel. We don't have such problems in the autistic dating world. We have an autistic dating site. It has a brilliant name. It's called autisticdating.com. Because we don't fuck around when we want to fuck around. I tried dating someone on the spectrum. It didn't work out. Do you know what happens when 2 autistic people comes together? Nothing. It's just like putting 2 pandas together. We think the same, we act the same, and we play Pokemon Go. Separately. Because we are the experts of social distancing. We have been doing this long before COVID times. I've decided to date someone neurotypical because that way, I always get to be special. People can be unkind at times. I once had a boss who told me, Juliana, you don't look autistic. And I told him, what a coincidence. You don't look like a boss. People also tell me, Juliana, you have autism. Does that mean that you have commitment issues and you are unable to hold down a full-time job? That's not true. My commitment issues and my job issues has nothing to do with my autism. I'm just a shitty person. I was an accountant. I quit. I hated it. It's so boring. Yes, I'm an Asian autistic person who hates maths. My boss said my communication skills suck. So he sent me to a workshop. And I learned that if you want people to listen to you, start a sentence with congratulations. So I put that into practice immediately. Congratulations! You have all the time you want in the world. You are fired. Congratulations! You don't need to pay rent anymore. You are homeless. Congratulations! You can stay in bed as much as you want. You have COVID. People say that vaccine causes autism, but thanks to COVID-19, people are actually demanding for a vaccine. There is a conspiracy theory that states researchers are still finding out the real vaccine. Just that they are still finding out how this vaccine can cause autism Since when autistic people become so in demand? And yes, I volunteered to be part of their pilot testing. And today I can say I am super autistic. I'm so autistic that now I'm off the spectrum. So people told me, Juliana, you have autism. You cannot drive. That's not true. I'm a very conservative driver. My maximum speed limit is only 80 kilometers per hour on the oncoming lane. Even better, I'm actually a Grab driver back home in Malaysia. Don't worry, the power window to my car works. Grab sent a message to my passengers informing them that I am disabled, but they did not state what kind of disability I have. Because of that, every time I drive up to my passengers, they will cancel on me when they see me in sunglasses. I identify as gender fluid non-binary, which means sometimes I feel like a woman, sometimes I feel like a martini. Sometimes people ask me, Juliana, you ni lelaki atau perempuan? And I answered, atau. I also identify as bisexual. I'm attracted to women and dogs. My dad just turned 69 years old, so he celebrated it by doing a 96. Dad is divorcing my mom. He does not have a girlfriend, but told me he has a type. It's weird knowing that your dad has a type. It's even weirder to know that dad's type is the same as mine. We like the same type of woman, which is anyone except my mom. Recently, Dad told me about a new girl he's seeing. Juliana, I feel that this girl is into my intelligence. And I told him, Pa, I feel that this girl is into your pension. Both of us are on dating apps. My dad is on Tinder. I'm on Pokemon Go. And I get more success. Recently, I came out to my dad. Pa, I like women. My dad said, Juliana, you are only into women because you met too many shitty men. And I said, Pa, you are right. I met you. I quit church recently, but people mistaken me as quitting Jesus. Quitting church is like leaving a clingy lover. They always call you back. When I left church, I received 200 messages in 2 minutes. We miss you. Please come back. I'm like, sure. Can I bring my girlfriend? They stopped texting me and followed me on Instagram. Thanks, Pastor Judas. So the thing is, well, we just celebrated a Chinese New Year a month ago. So the only thing I like about Chinese New Year is the ang paos. If you're wondering what ang paos are, it is a red envelope with bribes to make you listen to your annoying aunt. So every year, I have to visit Auntie Mary. She is a religious woman who follow whatever the Bible says. If the Bible asks her to eat shit, she also do that. So the thing is, when I visit her, she will always say, Juliana, why are you dressed this way? You look like a boy. And according to the Bible, this is a sin. I don't understand why people can't see how feminine I am. I love pink, puppies, and pussies. Anyway, I've decided to listen to her wise advice. This is a wise thing to do if I want her to keep giving me big ang paos. So I decided to be super feminine. I dress up in a cheongsam, put on makeup, and wear a long wig. When I meet her, I say, 恭喜发财. She gave me my ang pao. I opened it up immediately and realized that her bribes are significantly lesser than last year. Enough is enough. I took off my wig, poured out the coins from her ang pao, and said, "What's up, Mother Mary?" As I took off my cheongsam, my strap-on fell off. So I'm actually a small-sized person. I'm so small that I get all my clothes from the children's store and I'm still growing into them. I'm so small when I play hide and seek, I stand under the table. I'm so small, I make Tom Cruise look like a giant. I love doing Zoom shows because on Zoom, everyone is the same height. Put me together on Shaq O'Neal the basketballer, I will still look as big. I'm so small, I got a casting call to play the live action version of Dora the Explorer. Being small, carrying a school bag is considered child labor. I'm so small, I can fit into the parking machine. Guess who is behind the voice? Please insert your parking ticket. I'm so small, Chris Hansen actually hired me to catch pedophiles. In Malaysia, to be safe, I have to wear a fake wedding ring. My proposal song is, "Oh, oh, 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 sweet child of mine." So because I'm small, sometimes I feel invisible. Anyone here feels invisible? Raise your hand. Actually, don't need to raise your hand lah. No one sees it anyway. Do you all remember the movie Home Alone? It's about a boy whose parents forgot about him during Christmas. I hate that movie. It reminds me of my life. I watched that movie 8 times at home alone when my parents forgot about me during Christmas. And we don't even celebrate Christmas. Instead of fighting off robbers, I'm fighting off a traumatic childhood. I'm so good a hide and seek player that I once played a game 10 years ago and they are still finding me. Much like my comedy career. I'm so in the background, I can't use a Zoom background. But I managed to do it today. Magic, ta-da! Comeng Reborn did it, yes. Yeah, so, okay, so recently I got into a minor accident. Don't worry, I'm fine. The driver got down from his car and said, "Sorry, tak nampak." I know you did not see me, but I'm still at fault because it's nobody's fault and I am nobody. On Halloween, I do nothing. Instead of trick or treat, I rob the bank. So being small size and being on the spectrum and all, sometimes I feel a lot of insecurity, but well, who doesn't? So comedy is not just a space for me to tell jokes. It's also a space for me to be real with every one of you here. So are you all ready for me to be real with all of you? Thank you. I thought of killing myself. I can feel the tension building behind the screen, but relax, I'm still fine. This is not a ghost. So the thing is, let me tell you why suicide doesn't work for me. Because I have commitment issues. So the thing is, when it comes to dying, I have standards. More so, because you only die once. So my 3 criteria are, first one, it must be cheap. Because as you can tell here, I'm Chinese. And the second one is it must be pain-free and easy. Because as you can tell here, I am Chinese. And the third one is I must die looking good. Not because I'm Chinese, because I plan to sell Asian skincare in hell. So I've actually researched on a lot of ways to die, and let me analyze based on the criteria I have set. So I thought of jumping off the building. Well, Malaysia is blessed with many tall buildings. We have a twin tower, the tallest twin tower in the world. So just in case you did not die the first time, you can try again on the second tower. But I decided not to do so because I don't want to rest in pieces. I thought of drinking poison, but I don't want to turn blue. Later, a kid told his mom, "Mommy, mommy, look, a new Asian Smurf." I also thought of drinking bleach, but I'm not Donald Trump. I thought of drowning, but I can't swim. I thought of electrocution, but Malaysia always have water shortage. I thought of jumping off from the bridge, but the whole process takes too long. It takes me 4 hours to get to Penang Bridge. By then, I would have died of boredom. At the end of the day, I decided to use this method, but I don't dare to. Because my name is Juliana Heng. The news report will be Heng Hang. So at the end of the day, I have decided not to kill myself. I wanted to live and pursue my dreams. So I've decided to pursue my dreams as a Malaysian Airlines pilot. Cool, I heard we want more. Okay, so before I go off, I leave you all with a bit of musical comedy lah. Yeah. So who here loves Bollywood? Make some noise. Woo! Okay, I got to know about Bollywood through a close friend of mine. His name is Shah Rukh Khan. I know he's old, but he's hot, just like chicken waru. Wow! So let me share with you my top 3 favorite Bollywood songs. The first one goes like this. Chaka chanya 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 chanya, chaka chanya 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 chanya, chanya 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 chanya, chaka chanya chanya chanya. The music is awesome, but the music video is mind-blowing. Can you imagine Shah Rukh Khan and many people are dancing on top of a moving train? I wonder how many people fell off in the making. And when they fall, they will sing. Anya, 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 anya. And the next song is a song where I use it to teach cheapskates who don't want to pay for proper Bollywood lessons. And all they need to do is to invest in a fidget spinner and learn how to play with it. The song goes like this. Tuluk tuluk tuk tuluk tuluk tuk tuluk tuluk tuk ta ta ta. Tuluk tuluk tuk tuluk tuluk tuk tuluk tuluk tuk ta ta ta. Tuluk tuluk tuk tuluk tuluk tuk tuluk tuluk tuk ta ta ta. Namaste. And the last one is a very sweet song. It goes like this. Boleh curiya, boleh kanggana, hai mein ho gayi, teri sajana. Ladies in the room, all of you must learn how to be sweet so that your husband will buy you whatever you want. Just like Rosma. Every night she will sing this song without fail to her husband. Boleh curi lah, boleh kaya lah, beli handbag, beli diamond, beli rambut besar. If you love me, steal the money, give me money, or let me go shopping. Thank you so much. I'm Juliana Heng.
Give it up for Juliana, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for our headliner Fajar Diansyah and Juliana. Look, when she sings that Indian song, between her voice and her face just doesn't match for me. I was like, did she really sing that song? Was it pre-recorded? All right. Thank you very much, Juliana Heng and Fajar Diansyah. And thank you for our audience for still tuning in with us. Especially, I know that you guys are paying full attention because you guys actually asked for more. What up? All right. This is actually the first time in our show that we have an audience asking for more. And this is our second show, so not bad, eh? The first time and the second show. So thank you very much. That means that you guys are paying attention, as enthusiastic in the show as our comedians. So we thank you. If you want to know more about Juliana, because she's very active in comedy, feel free to follow her Instagram, all right? And also follow our social media, Comeng Comedy. And also follow my comics. Still shamelessly promoting. After the show, I got 2 followers. Thank you. All right. The name of the social media for our show is in the comment box. Comeng Reborn. So if any of you would like to join the show as a lineup, it means that you would like to try comedy, go ahead. But please understand that we still curate the show. That means that not everyone will be selected. Even if you're selected, you have to follow through our workshop first. Then you can try the comedy as an open micer. There is process, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much. Don't forget to give your comments to the performers, right? They will greatly appreciate it because comments are just like this show. They're for free. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a closing remark from the initiator and also the organizer of the show, Mr. Arlan. Any last words, sir, for the show?
Well, this is really a super exciting performance. And I must say that today, this is our second event. And I noticed there's an increase in the number of obscene words. I think in Toastmaster, we have a counter. I think in Comeng, we must have not a counter, but see, I'm not so used to saying that. Dick counter, fuck counter, shit counter. Juliana, are you familiar with a counter? Are you a Toastmaster member before?
Yes, I was a Toastmaster.
Oh, okay. So it seems in comedy, the more you mention the word, it's the better. The other way around with Toastmasters. Okay. Well, I just want to say a big word of thanks to a lot of people. Of course, the first one is to Juliana Heng, our international headliner. Thank you. You've done a very good show today. Yeah. You are such a crowd puller. Because of you, that so many people came to our show today because of your reputation. Yeah. And of course, the other openers, the other headliners, Fajar. You are still very good. You are much better now, Fajar. You've been practicing in Bali. Yeah? You perform every week, yeah? If I'm not wrong. Every week, yeah, okay. Yeah, and of course, I'd like to congratulate those winners, Cyril and Cyril for the opener, and Jenny Mok for the open micer. And I like to say also to Chitra. Chitra, is Chitra still here? Oh, probably she left already.
He's still here.
She's still here.
Oh, okay. Chitra, I like the story about the sugar daddy. You know, Pa Yusuf and me would like to register to be put on the waiting list just in case.
As long as the sugar that you mean is not diabetes.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and all the audience. It's been a fun night. And of course, for the next event, we like your participation again. And this is really, I would say, a better performance since the last performance we made. And I hope that this is going to grow bigger and bigger. Yeah. So everybody, thank you again. And have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Alan. I'm your host, Reggie Asibuan, on behalf of Comeng Comedy. Thank you very much for coming. I'll see you next month. Cheers. Goodbye.
Thank you.